In this video, we're going to travel all across Japan and explore how different green tea farmers use different fertilizers to produce healthy, flavorful tea plants. As you may know, great quality teas come from great quality soils. One way farmers ensure their plants can absorb enough nutrients is by using fertilizers. Organic farmers often use recycled plant matter as an alternative to chemical fertilizer. This natural organic fertilizer not only improves the strength of the tea plant, but also it recycles nutrients from the ecosystem and ensures that less material is wasted. To see this in action, let's head off to Shizuoka, Japan's largest tea growing region. Shizuoka is the prefecture of Japan right next to Tokyo and is home to some of the largest tea plantations in all of Japan. It is estimated that the tea coming from Shizuoka makes up about a half of all tea produced in Japan. Shizuoka is also famous for its proximity to Mount Fuji, the tallest mountain in Japan. This is perhaps one of the most recognizable symbols of Japan, and it can be seen from all over the region of Shizuoka. In addition to being home to larger tea fields, it is also home to some smaller tea fields as well. Today we're going to be checking in on a husband and wife who own a small tea field on their property and use organic fertilizer to tend to the field in a more natural, sustainable way. Rather than introducing new elements into the tea field, the farmers simply use the plants that grow in the field naturally and use those to fertilize the tea plants. Here you can see all the different plants that were mulched and placed between the rows of the tea field. This keeps the plants strong and healthy without introducing new material to the ecosystem. Hey everybody, we just finished touring the fields here, and I gotta say I'm pretty impressed. This is really a part of nature. There's a lot of diversity of insect life and plant life at this field. This has been completely organic for 25 years, and I'm really interested to see what kind of tea they can produce. These farmers shared with us some delicious matcha, a special type of tea made from powdered tea leaves. They even gave us a short demonstration of how this tea is ground into a fine powder with a miniature version of a matcha mill. Next up, we would be headed to Takachiho, a small village in the mountainous Miyazaki prefecture. This area is famous for its production of pan-fired green tea called kame-iricha. This tea is made up in the mountains of Takachiho by Mr. Issen and his family. Mr. Issen is very careful about the ingredients he uses in his fertilizer. He makes a compost out of discarded rice hulls and other leftover food scraps. This not only minimizes food waste on the farm, but also returns nutrients to the soil to make sure it is not depleted. He makes sure that all the ingredients in his fertilizer are pesticide-free and non-GMO. The fertilizer is so clean, even the chickens on the farm seem to like it. Maybe even a little bit too much. With all this attention to detail, Mr. Issen is able to craft beautiful roasted green teas. Unlike most Japanese green teas, this tea is pan-fired, giving it some warmer notes of hazelnut and caramel. He also produces a fully roasted tea called hojicha. This tea is as dark as coffee and produces an incredibly powerful taste. We continue our journey to the small town of Shibushi to meet a talented farmer named Mr. Sakamoto. Mr. Sakamoto has been working in the tea industry since he was a little boy, and when it was his turn to take over the family farm, he decided to turn it completely organic. This was not quite as easy as it sounds, as Mr. Sakamoto specialized in the production of Gyokuro, considered to be the highest quality leaf tea in Japan. This tea is cut off from sunlight for 3 weeks prior to the harvest in order to develop more chlorophyll and theanine. This gives the tea a sweeter and more savory flavor, but it takes a lot of skill to keep the plant healthy during this long shading process. For this reason, most farmers use chemicals and pesticides to support the growth of the tea plant, and as a result, it is quite rare to find a good quality organic Gyokuro. Mr. Sakamoto came up with an innovative solution. He found out a way to create a fertilizer out of sedimentary rock, which is essentially just a buildup of plant and animal material over millions of years. This is nutrient-rich, but it needs to be activated. Sakamoto then adds another ingredient, a special type of bokashi fertilizer made from soybeans. This creates a supercharged fertilizer that keeps the plant strong and healthy, even throughout the long shading process. He demonstrates the strength of the organic tea plants by comparing organic versus non-organic tea plants. The organic plant stays strong and healthy even after it is picked, while the non-organic plant begins to lose its leaves even after being out of the water for only a week. The results speak for themselves, as Mr. Sakamoto's tea has made him a legend in this area. He is now in charge of the Kagoshima Organic Tea Growing Association and leads initiatives to explore new varieties of tea plants and new production methods every year. Farmers even purchase Mr. Sakamoto's fertilizer for use in their own fields. Well, there you have it. 3 different farmers that use 3 different methods of tea fertilization. Even though the methods are different, the mission is the same. The farmers want to create good quality tea while only introducing natural elements to their tea field. By doing this, they can promote a balance between their tea field and the natural world. If you are interested in trying any of these teas, like the Kamairicha or Gyokuro, please head over to neoteas.com and support our mission to bring quality, sustainable green tea to people all around the world. We'll see you next time.